OpenAI may have made around $13 billion last year. It may also have spent roughly $34 billion to do it. And somehow the reported final loss was even bigger, about $38.5 billion. The numbers sound as though someone opened 3 different spreadsheets and accidentally combined all of them. But there's an explanation. Some of that larger loss reportedly came from accounting charges rather than actual cash leaving OpenAI's bank account. The estimated cash loss may have been closer to $8 billion. These figures come from leaked financial information, so they may not be exact. But even with that warning, the larger point is hard to miss. Building the world's most popular AI company is unbelievably expensive. OpenAI is paying for enormous computing systems, new data centers, highly paid researchers, customer support, product development, and the cost of answering hundreds of millions of requests. This is what makes AI economics so strange. A regular software company builds a product once and then sells copies of it. The cost of serving one extra customer is usually tiny. AI does not work like that. Every time someone asks a complicated question, generates a video or sends an agent off to complete a task, computers somewhere have to do real work. The product keeps costing money after it has already been built, and OpenAI may soon ask public investors to help fund that machine. Which means the question is no longer simply whether people love ChatGPT. They clearly do. The question is whether one of the fastest growing products in history can eventually become one of the most profitable. Because we lose billions, but look how popular we are is a fantastic pitch right up till someone asks when the losing part stops. And while OpenAI tries to solve that problem, Google is dealing with a much uglier use of AI. Google has sued a China-based cybercrime network accused of using Gemini to build fake websites and flood American phones with scam messages. You know the texts. Your package is waiting, your toll payment failed, your bank account has been locked. Please click this extremely normal looking link created by a criminal who definitely has your best interests at heart. Google says the group sent 2.5 million scam messages to Android users in just 2 weeks. The wider operation is accused of stealing millions of credit card numbers and causing losses estimated at roughly $1.9 billion. And the most worrying part is that the criminals reportedly sold the entire system as a subscription. For around $88 a week, someone without much technical knowledge could choose a fake bank, postal service, or toll payment template and start stealing information. That is the part we need to pay attention to. AI does not only make experts faster, it can also allow amateurs to do things that previously required expertise. Meanwhile, Apple may be preparing to let you replace Siri's AI brain. A hidden setting discovered inside an iOS 27 developer version reportedly includes the option to choose ChatGPT, Claude, or Gemini as Siri's outside AI provider. Apple did not announce this during its big presentation. It was simply sitting there inactive, like someone accidentally left the feature switched off inside the settings menu. OpenAI is reportedly not thrilled. It already has a partnership with Apple, and it is now exploring whether allowing competing models to replace it would violate the agreement. So Siri's future may not be one AI assistant. It may become more like choosing a search engine. Except instead of choosing who finds your websites, you are choosing which company gets to understand your messages, screen, files, and personal requests. That makes the next Meta story especially uncomfortable. Meta reportedly installed facial recognition technology from a Pentagon contractor inside its AI app, which was already present on more than 50 million phones. The feature was apparently dormant rather than actively operating, and Meta removed it after the arrangement became public. But the obvious question remains, why was it there? Facial recognition is not just another photo filter. It can identify people, follow their movements, and connect a face in the real world to information stored elsewhere. Putting that capability inside a widely installed consumer application without clearly explaining the purpose is not a small design decision. At the same time, Meta is openly expanding AI across Facebook. A new AI mode will answer questions using information pulled from public groups, reels, and posts instead of simply showing a list of links. In theory, this could make Facebook unusually useful. Ask about fixing a washing machine, visiting a city, or dealing with a rare problem, and the answer could come from thousands of real conversations. The problem is that real conversations also contain bad advice, arguments, advertising, rumors, and that one person who is extremely confident about something they learned 12 seconds ago. Meta's challenge will not be finding human opinions. Facebook has never had a shortage of those. It will be deciding which ones deserve to become an answer. OpenAI, meanwhile, is preparing an army of people to help businesses use its technology. The company plans to certify 300,000 AI specialists by the end of 2026 through a new global partner network. The goal is simple. Most companies do not need another impressive AI demonstration. They need someone who can connect the AI to the actual files, customer systems, security rules, and daily work without breaking everything. OpenAI is reportedly investing $150 million into training consultants through companies such as Accenture, Bain, and BCG. So the next major AI battle may not be fought through better chatbots. It may be fought through the consultants sitting inside company meeting rooms, deciding which chatbot everyone must use. And this shift is already affecting the job market. Stanford researchers studying data from around 25,000 companies found that younger workers appear to be taking the hardest hit in jobs, most exposed to AI. Employment among people aged 22 to 25 in those occupations reportedly fell by an average of 3.8% a year. Less exposed roles continued growing. This does not mean AI has caused a collapse in employment. The researchers themselves describe the results as early signals, but the pattern makes sense. Senior workers are often paid for judgment, relationships, and experience. Junior workers are frequently given the structured, repetitive tasks that AI can handle first. The danger is not only that young people lose entry-level jobs, it is that companies eventually discover they have stopped producing experienced workers. You cannot hire a senior employee with 10 years of experience if nobody was allowed to spend the first 5 years learning. Governments are beginning to respond. Illinois lawmakers have approved a bill requiring companies developing the largest AI models to publish safety plans, undergo independent audits, and protect whistleblowers. The governor has indicated that he plans to sign it, although it is not yet final law. The rules are expected to begin in 2027. This matters because AI safety has mostly depended on companies testing themselves and then announcing that their own product passed their own test. Independent audits do not guarantee safety, but trust us, we checked, becomes less convincing when the same company is under pressure to release faster than every competitor. AI is also changing how people shop. Adobe Analytics found out that visitors arriving at websites through AI services were reportedly 54% more likely to buy something and spend 53% longer browsing. These figures show a relationship, not proof that AI directly caused the extra spending. But it suggests people may use chatbots differently from search engines. A search engine gives you options, an AI assistant can narrow the options, explain the differences, and tell you which one appears best for your exact situation. That is much closer to having a salesperson than using a search box. And it may explain why companies are racing to make AI capable of producing complete business work, not just answers. Sakana AI has introduced Marlin, a system designed to take a business topic and create the entire research strategy, analysis, written report, and slide presentation. You provide the question, it decides what to investigate and how to present the result. Google is working on the less glamorous side of the same problem with something called open knowledge format. The idea is to organize human knowledge in a standard structure that different AI systems can understand and exchange. This sounds boring because it is also important. Companies already have the information they need buried inside reports, presentations, meeting notes, and badly named files created by someone who left the company 7 years ago. AI becomes more useful, much more useful, when that information is organized in a form machines can reliably understand. But making AI useful also means checking whether its answers are wrong. Tests involving Fireworks AI and LangChain found that a smaller Quen model could reportedly judge AI errors as effectively as much larger systems, at around 1/100th of the cost. This was a company-run comparison, so it should not be treated as a universal result. Still, it points to something practical. You may not need the most expensive AI model to supervise another AI model. Sometimes a cheaper employee can check the expensive employee's work. And finally, two smaller updates that people may actually notice. ChatGPT now lets users spin and organize important conversations. Not revolutionary, but useful for anyone whose brilliant business plan is currently buried beneath 17 requests to rewrite an email. And OpenAI's Codex coding system can now be controlled from a phone, while the actual work runs on a computer elsewhere. That's brilliant. Developers can start a larger task, walk away, and then check progress or provide instructions remotely. So today's AI story is not simply that models are getting smarter. AI is acquiring accountants, consultants, auditors, legal disputes, workplace standards, shopping traffic, and organizational tools. In other words, it's becoming a real industry. And real industries are not judged only by what their products can do. They are judged by what they cost, who they replace, who controls them, and whether the entire machine can eventually pay for itself. Do like, share, and subscribe to Stress-Free AI News if you like this video. It really helps us a lot. See you in the next episode.